On the day of the wedding, the girl was forced into a strange, unfamiliar wedding dress. The corset tightened more and more. It squeezed her so tightly that she could barely breathe. At that moment, a kind-hearted maid quietly hid a dagger against her chest. At first, Eilidh was very confused. Soon, she understood its purpose. The prince hadn't taken her to a grand palace. Instead, he led her to a remote cave. Everyone there wore grotesque masks. The atmosphere was dark and eerie. It sent chills down Eilidh's spine. Then, the queen told her about centuries of history, how the royal family had sacrificed so much to protect their people and ensure the kingdom's prosperity, the heavy cost they had paid. Before Eilidh could even process it, the queen cut both of their palms and pressed the wounds together tightly. As their blood slowly mingled, the solemn and mysterious wedding was completed. Then, the prince scooped Eilidh into his arms. She shyly leaned against him. Eilidh's heart was full of hope for the sweetness of married life. But then, the prince whispered something. Unexpectedly, the next second, Eilidh was thrown into an abyss. Luckily, thick vines and crisscrossing branches broke her fall. She survived by sheer luck. After an unknown amount of time, sharp pain jolted Eilidh awake from unconsciousness. She saw blood covering her body. She froze in place for a moment. Only when she looked up and saw the familiar stone bridge above, did Eilidh suddenly realize what had happened. She screamed for help with all her strength, but there was no response. She even awakened a fierce beast. Fear, anger, and despair surged through her. Eilidh shouted herself hoarse. All she could hear was the empty echo. Her last ounce of will told her she could not sit and wait to die. She gritted her teeth and grabbed the cliff wall, trying to climb up with her bare hands. The cliff was covered in slippery moss. It made her fall back down repeatedly. At the moment of her despair, she spotted a necklace and a pair of delicate high heels not far away. She realized she wasn't the only woman thrown into the chasm. This wedding might have been part of a massive conspiracy. In the depths of this endless despair, a faint, eerie light suddenly appeared nearby. Eilidh trembled as she approached the light. She saw a small bird burned by flames. Kind-hearted, she quickly scooped up some sand, trying to put out the burning flames. Sadly, the bird did not survive. Eilidh didn't even have time to grieve. Sparks like tiny stars lit up in the distance. A whole flock of birds wrapped in flames. They flew toward Eilidh. After the flames burned out, the birds fell one by one. The bloody, eerie scene before her eyes sent chills down Eilidh's spine. At that moment, a sudden strange noise echoed. A cold wind rushed through the cave, and stone inscriptions trembled. Through the dim light, Eilidh glimpsed a monstrous claw.